Another question is on any specific steps that you suggest they take in order to become interview ready in the next 4 months.
Yeah. Okay, so just before, I have a huge bias in this because the startup that I work at, we only do this kind of training for students, just like yourself. So the first thing we always suggest to people when they're doing an interview is that, you know, it's a chance for you to impress yourself. So you have to impress the person in front of you. So you have to present yourself in the best possible light. So you start from the first step, you know, from your resume onwards, everything has to sell your story. Basically, you are the product and the salesman in one go. The second thing we say is be honest. Be honest with the person with, as I mentioned before, what you can't do, what you can do. One of the most frustrating things when you're conducting an interview is someone who will, I'm sorry to use the word, bullshit like what they don't know. You know, and then you know it because the interviewer knows that you don't know what you're saying. So then you have to be honest, either I know this or I don't. Also, controlling your nerves, that's really important. You have to treat the interview like it's not like the most important interview in your life. You have to just realize that this is going to be one of a million interviews that you're going to end up doing in your life. So if you approach it that way, you get more calm. You know, you have to say that, you know, you believe in yourself. I am worthy of this interview. That's why they've selected me. You have to also remember that they've already rejected so many people to get you to this interview. So when you come to an interview, you have to be calm. You know, don't get flustered if you don't know a question. Think for a second. You know, a pause is fine. You know, think about your answer. Think about the words that you're going to use. These are all things which are just really important. If I am interviewing someone and they're calm and they are honest with me, I'm more likely to take them. That's one. The second thing is, this is really where you build your interpersonal skills. In succeeding in a corporate environment after your first few years of your technical skills, your boss has to like you to promote you. And that the first step that comes in is when your interviewer has to like you. There are going to be 8 people with the same, basically identical CV in a country with 1 billion people like you. They're going to have the same scores, they're going to have the same skill set. You know, I can guarantee you there'll be someone with the same name, with the same CV basically. So you have to get the interviewer to like you, you know, so you have to be likable, you have to be presentable, you know, that's really important. You know, you have to make sure that you don't come off as too aggressive or too small, I guess is the wrong word, but you know, you have to really just be honest and present who you are. They want, as he said, they want to hire people and you're looking for a job. You have to present yourself as a person to them, who they want.
Anybody else wants to? Okay.
One thing that I like, if I'm even for at a campus level, is if someone knows about Dell. I like it. I'll wrap up the interview saying, you know, why do you want to join us? If you spend a few minutes looking at Dell globally, how big is the business, company history, our footprint in different industries, etc., I'll be like, wow, okay, this person has made that extra bit, you know, effort to understand my company. So
I'll add a couple of things I'm picking up from what we've been talking. One very interesting thing I face in interviews is about jobs. Everybody wants a job.
Deepak, you want to use the mic?
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not loud enough. And I heard all of them speaking that in so many fashions. Is first to, you know, pin what you want to do. It's not about getting a job, getting work, and then figuring out get money. First is what do you want to do. Once you pin that, you will have ability to reject an interview. You will have that ability that this is not what I want to do. This is not where I want to go. Most of the discovery will happen when you're applying, and some discovery will also happen when you're doing the interview. If you have that power, that will allow you to have the confidence which Tahim is talking about. That yes, this is what I want to do, and it will naturally flow out of you. And most of us, at least I, for who all I interview, do about 30, 40 every day, I'm looking for the natural instinct. That is he hardwired to do it? See, knowledge he must have acquired because he's from an institute like that. Something faculty must have done because he scored something. Some tests he's given, so some algorithm has worked, so he is there. Now what we are looking for is the hardwiring inside. That have you become one? Are you naturally one? And do you want to become what you are pushing for? And that's very, very critical. So I'll just one question I'll ask about this person. So he'll say, sir, I've just done my BTech, very good. What do you want to do? Sir, I want to do coding. Ah, okay. So 20 lines of coding. No, sir, then testing is also fine. Oh, okay. Then what are you going to do after that? Sir, I'll do this for 2 years, then I'll go for MBA. Why don't you go for MS? No, sir, abhi job chahiye. Hello, if you are coding, you will be very clear. If I have to study further, I'll go MS. Or you will discover, no, this is not what me is. I will be all right with the testing. Or this is not me. I'll get into sales. If this is not me, I'll get into coding. Get that specification in your head very, very clearly. A step below. Just stop saying I want a programming job because that is what everybody wants. Start saying what you actually want. Don't worry about your education. I did not worry. So I'm just a simple BCom graduate, right? Then later on I did IIM Ahmedabad, etc., fine. But I was very clear what I wanted to do. I wanted to do sales. I wanted to head an organization. And I drove through it. Correct? Education, most of us use to understand, actually to evaluate that how quickly you can process information. What is your ability to understand a question? How will you respond to a question which is put to you? How will you take problem solving? How will you approach to a problem? What your attitude and your peer, your teamwork you will build around. We only use that. And I look for people. That if you have a hard wiring, I will figure out a job for you. If I will not have, I at least mark you, good guy, we will see later when the opportunity opens. All right, that's my bit which I wanted to add. The other part which is very critical, and I was speaking to Rajat, and I don't want to lose this opportunity if we sway in some other question. You all give AMCAT tests, right? So we use AMCAT tests as a very big derivative, but when you do AMCAT tests, somehow I've got this feeling that we all do it to get a job, right? And the employer is going to evaluate us from the tests that you have given. The bigger question is, when you give this test, do you give it for yourself to evaluate who you are and what you should be doing? You could be wrong, and if you are not wrong, it will only strengthen that you are right. And if you're wrong, you will figure out a way how to make it right. But most of us don't look at our own scores to make a judgment or an evaluation of, this is what my strengths are. We just deliver the score and we'll tell Rajat sir, naukri dilao, test to de diya. Now what? That's the second bit. Thanks.